It is the finale of week number 8 here in the XLB as the Gwinnett County Gladiators take on the St. Paul Purple Rain in what is effectively a chance for Gwinnett to put a large amount of space between them and second place, because right now Gwinnett sits at 6-1, the best overall record in XLB, the overall number 1 seed for the playoffs if they were to start right now, and St. Paul at 4-2, currently the number 3 seed for the playoffs here in week number 8. So we'll see what gives between these two teams. Like I said, if Gwinnett wins this one, they really find a way to put some distance between themselves and St. Paul. It's going to be a real uphill climb for the rest of the season for St. Paul to try and get themselves back into this. The legends for the Gladiators include Albert Pujols and Darryl Strawberry, who has been hitting the ball really well lately. And the legends for the Purple Rain include King Griffey Jr. and Alex Rodriguez. On the mound for both teams, it's going to be Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays on the mound for the Gladiators, and Logan Gilbert for the St. Paul Purple Rain. Both teams in the East, so controlled by my brother Jason. He's here running the scoreboard for us. I'm just a conscientious observer in this one, and I get to hit this sound if the Purple Rain hit a home run. And speaking of home runs, let's take a look at the stats for these teams. As the Purple Rain, I don't know if those stats are right. I don't think they are. I know you can't see them.
What does it say? Stats about what?
The Purple Rain have hit 20 home runs this season.
Yeah.
This one says they've only hit 9, so I don't think that's right. I think this is the last games. So these are the stats from the last game. I apologize for that.
They hit 11 home runs since last game?
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'll tell you right now that St. Paul comes into this one batting .246 with 20 home runs. Their pitching staff has a 3.55 ERA, and they actually have given up the least amount of home runs in the league as well on the pitching side. So hit the most and given up the least. And as far as Gwinnett goes, they're batting .210. Not great. An ERA of right at 3. Their pitching staff has definitely been what has gotten the job done for them this season. It's just really been a struggle outside of a few key players to really get anything going offensively. And Jason said before the start of last game for the Gladiators that it's been just a matter of timely hitting for him, and that's what they got in the last game. Soderstrom, Strawberry, and Pujols have come up big for them at times. Suarez has had a big game as well, so they've kind of been getting by with some timely hitting. We'll see if they can do that today or tonight, whenever you're watching, whatever. Against the Purple Rain, we got the purifying waters of Lake Minnetonka Stadium right here behind me in St. Paul, Minnesota, as we get set to end week number 8. Game blouses. Luis Garcia will lead off against Logan Gilbert. And Garcia comes into this one batting .154 and thrust into the leadoff spot. And Gilbert will walk him.
Got a good eye. That's why. Look at the old on-base percentage, not just batting averages.
We don't have that on the stat sheet. So you got go back and watch the XLB How Does It Work video. You can see the stat pages. It is not in there.
I got to go watch that.
That'll bring up Eugenio Suarez, batting .292 on the season. And Gilbert will strike him out. 24 would have been a good card, or good number on Suarez's card. Good number on a lot of people's cards, let's be honest. That'll bring up Darryl Strawberry, 1 on, 1 down. And Gilbert will strike out Strawberry. So now 2 down and 1 on for Albert Pujols. And Gilbert will get Pujols to ground out to first. Error 7-10. That's not going to be an error, but that gives us a chance to look at the Purple Rain defense, where Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is an error 2. So the leadoff man gets on, but then Gilbert gets through the inning. Now Gausman will deal with Ketel Marte leading off the bottom of the first for the Purple Rain. And Gausman will strike out Marte looking.
They challenged it. Confirmed strike.
Auto batting 273 on the year. And Lopez will be out of there as he pops up to short. 2 down for Ken Griffey Jr. And Gausman will get Griffey to pop up to third. 3 up, 3 down for the Purple Rain. And top of 2 is where we find ourselves. And Tyler Soderstrom leading off against Logan Gilbert. And Soderstrom will strike out. 3rd strikeout for Gilbert. Brings up Austin Wells. And Gilbert will give up a single into center to the catcher. First hit brings up Bobby Witt. 1 on, 1 down. Witt batting redacted this season. And Bobby Witt will be out of there as he'll advance the runner.
Good boy, Bobby.
That's all that matters. Jesus. That's twice I've done that. Huh? 2 down for Brandon Nimmo. And Gilbert will get Nimmo to fly out to center. Bottom of the 2nd. Heart of the lineup, Cal Raleigh. Big dumper leading off against Gausman. And Gausman will strike out Raleigh. A-Rod. And A-Rod will take a walk. So now both teams have issued a pass. A-Rod's on first for Andy Pajes. Pajes batting 136 on the year. And Gausman will get Pajes to ground back to the pitcher. Runner's out at second, batter safe. So still 1 on, 2 down for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Gausman will get Guerrero Jr. to ground out to the shortstop, but error 1 to 10. And Bobby Witt is an error 2. So there will be an error on Witt. And it'll be an error 1 with a man on first. Batter safe on error. Runner advances to second. First error of the season for the Gladiators. Maybe that's another reason why they have the best record in the league. They've been good at fielding. But there, Bobby Witt commits the error. I'm going to bring up George Springer now. 2 on, 2 down against Gausman. And Springer will take that one high and deep, and he takes advantage of the air. You heard it here. That noise that's going to get us banned on YouTube. And a 3-run homer for Springer, taking full advantage of the air. And now that it is 3-0, the 21st home run for the St. Paul Purple Rain this season. And that's the 3rd for Springer.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're waiting. Delirious dinger for Jorge Springer. Okay. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds.
Like I said, you need to clarify that.
Reynolds will get an infield single. So 3rd hit. Or 2nd hit. Yeah, 2nd hit. Back-to-back hits. And now Ketel Marte up with 1 on, 2 down. And Gausman will get Marte to fly out to deep center, where Lawrence Butler makes the play. But 3 runs on the board for the Purple Rain. And now the Gladiators have to find a way to crawl back out of this hole. Lawrence Butler, who just made the home run saving catch at the plate against Gilbert. And Gilbert will strike him out. So redemption arc not fulfilled. That'll bring up Luis Garcia. And Gilbert will give up the single to left to Garcia. Second hit of the game for the Gladiators brings up Eugenio Suarez with 1 on. Gilbert will strike out Suarez. Fifth strikeout for Gilbert. 2 down, 1 on for Darryl Strawberry. And Gilbert will get Strawberry to ground out to short, air 9-10. That's not going to do it. And the top of the third is in the books. Otto Lopez leads off the bottom of 3 against Kevin Gausman. And Lopes will smoke a double into left. Just the third hit of the game for the Purple Rain, but they have taken advantage of getting their runners on base. Now Ken Griffey Jr. at the plate. Gausman will get Griffey to ground out to short. And the runner holds. So 1 down for Cal Raleigh. Gausman will throw a wild pitch, and that'll advance the runner to third. Now Raleigh with a runner on third. Gausman will get Raleigh to ground out to first. What do you think?
He stays.
Okay.
He's slow.
They'll bring up A-Rod with a runner on third now and 2 down against Gausman. And A-Rod will strike out looking. Third strikeout for Gausman. 3-0, top of 4 we go. Let's take a look at the Week 8 schedule here in the XLB. This is your first game in Week 8. Got to get out there and get some of these other games watched. There's been some good ones this week. Lots of standing, changing games in the XLB this week. Next week, we have 2 teams on bye, and that'll be the Terminators and the Gladiators. So you get to see an awful lot of the West next week, and that's got to make you excited because the West is where all the good teams are right now.
Somebody got to win.
Albert Pujols will lead off the top of 4 against Logan Gilbert, and Gilbert will strike out Pujols. We'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom, and Gilbert will give up a single to left to Soderstrom. Third hit of the game for the Gladiators, and Austin Wells at the plate. And Wells will strike out. 7th strikeout for Gilbert. As he struck out 8 last time out, and now Bobby Witt at the plate. And PBCD for Witt, and he'll take that one high and deep, and Bobby Witt Jr. has gone yard, to the dismay of this St. Paul crowd. So 3-2 now the score. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. That is, of course, Bobby Witt Jr.'s first home run of the season. Forget about it, Bobby Baseball. And now Nimmo at the plate with nobody on. And Nimmo, he's out of there as he will ground out to short. But 2 runs got back there. Timely hitting. This time Bobby Witt Jr. drives him in. And we head to the bottom of 4 where Gausman will take on Andy Pages. And Gausman will strike out Pages. 1 down for Vlad Jr. And Gausman will strike out Vlad Jr.
It was going to happen because Bobby just hit his first home run of the regular season.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah.
giving it away and when we're playing this.
I said the other day.
Oh, okay. Could be anytime. Springer up.
Yeah.
He homered in the second. But Gausman will throw a pass ball. And now back to Springer. And Springer will hit a single into right. Fourth hit for the Purple Rain. Springer's been a tough out tonight. 1 on, 2 down for Brian Reynolds. And Gausman will get Reynolds to ground out to second. So top of the fifth now. Purple Rain up by 1. Lawrence Butler at the plate against Logan Gilbert. And Gilbert will give up a single into right. Fifth hit for the Gladiators, as Butler was batting 2 for 26. So him and Bobby With both getting hits here. Might help this Gladiator team. Luis Garcia Jr. PBBD for Garcia Jr., and he strikes out. 8th strikeout for Gilbert. We'll bring up Eugenio Suarez. And Gilbert will strike out Suarez.
My goodness.
9th strikeout for Gilbert. Brings up Darryl Strawberry. And Darryl will be out of there as he'll ground back to the pitcher. Leadoff man gets on, but the Gladiators can't do anything with him. We're through the top of 5, bottom of 5th. Ketel Marte leads off for the Purple Rain against Kevin Gausman. And Gausman will get Marte to fly out to right. 1 down for Otto Lopes. PBCD for Lopez, and he'll strike out.
Oh, such a good number.
6th strikeout for Gausman will bring up King Griffey Jr. And Griffey, he'll take that one up and out of here. King Griffey, a solo shot. His 4th of the season. And 22nd on the year for the Purple Rain. 3 runs on 5 hits for Gausman, as he gave up the unearned run on the 3-run shot earlier. 4-2 is the score, though. When dingers fly, King Griffey Jr., that'll bring up Cal Raleigh. And Cal Raleigh is going to take a walk. Second walk of the day issued by Gausman will bring up A-Rod. And A-Rod is going to slap a single into right.
Well, we got pitchers warming up.
6th hit for the Purple Rain will bring up Pages, 2 on, 2 down. And Gausman will get Pages to fly out to deep center, where once again Lawrence Butler has to make a saving catch. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th, but another run put on the board off the solo shot from Griffey. And we'll go to the top of the 6th, where we'll take a look at some guys who have been tearing it up on the base paths this season. What you won't see on this is anyone from the St. Paul Purple Rain. And the reason for that is nobody has stolen a base this year for St. Paul. Only team in the league that has not got a stolen base.
Hey, dude, when you're hitting dingers, you ain't got to steal.
Darryl Strawberry leads the Gladiators with 3 stolen bases. Yeah, no stolen bases for the Purple Rain. Kind of a fun little stat there. Top of 6, Albert Pujols leads off against Logan Gilbert. 4-2 the score. PBCD for Pujols, and he'll hit a double over the wall, ground rule double. That would be a home run if he hit it over the wall. 6th hit for the Gladiators will bring up Tyler Soderstrom. First double of the season for Pujols. And Soderstrom with a man in scoring position. PBBD for Soderstrom, and he'll strike out.
Logan feeling pretty good with that 2-run lead.
That'll bring up Austin Wells, 1 down. And PBB
Oh,
for
my
Austin Wells.
goodness.
And he'll strike out.
I
2
see you,
down.
Logan.
That'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr. with a runner on
Don't do
second.
it. Don't do it.
PB10 for Witt. And he is out of there as he'll pop up to the catcher.
Yeah.
That'll take us to the bottom of 6.
Time.
At the bottom of the lineup against Gwinnett. We're going
Time.
to see a pitching
Shelby
change.
Miller.
As Shelby Miller has an ERA of 18. Kind of an outlier on this
Okay.
Gwinnett pitching staff, but he'll come in to try and bring that down. His second appearance of the season, and he'll take on the bottom of this St. Paul Purple Rain lineup. It'll be Vlad Jr. leading off, and Vlade will hit a single into center to get things started.
The only member of the Purple Rain without a home run.
That'll bring up George Springer with 1 on, nobody down.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
And Miller will get Springer to ground to the catcher. OBR A or B safe at first. That is Springer. So 1 down, 1 on for Brian
He's
Reynolds.
stealing. He's stealing. Suck it.
Springer, 37. SPA steals. That is not him. Thrown out. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds now, nobody on. And Miller will get Reynolds to ground out to second. So you avoided a double play. And 4-2 the score as we head to the top of the 7th, where Brandon Nimmo will lead off against Logan Gilbert. And Nimmo. Gilbert will strike him out.
Icky though, Logan.
12 strikeouts for Gilbert, who again only had 8 in his last going. Lawrence Butler at the plate. Gilbert will give up a single into right to Gilbert.
You gonna give a single up to Gilbert? You're
Or
losing it.
Butler. Leave me alone. It's been a long week. Long week. Butler on first. I'm in trouble for Luis Garcia. 1 on, 1 down. Top of the 7th. Gilbert will strike him out. 13 Ks for Gilbert. We'll bring up Eugenio Suarez. And Suarez will strike out.
Woo.
3 strikeouts in this inning for Gilbert, giving 14 on the game. Bottom of 7, let's go. 4-2, Purple Rain out in front. And they're at the plate with Ketel Marte leading off. Shelby Miller will walk Marte. Right on the edge. ABS brought in for the challenge, and Marte issued the walk. That'll bring up Otto Lopez. 1 on, nobody down against Shelby Miller. And Miller will strike him out. 1 down for Griffey. And Griffey is out of there as he'll ground out to second, and that's a double play. Four, 6-3 will take us to the top of the 8th, where Darryl Strawberry will lead off.
Carmen San Diego
Against Carmen Mlazinski. So Mlazinski in to take on the heart of this lineup and Darryl Strawberry. And Mlazinski will throw a pass ball. It'll come back to Carmen, and he'll get Darryl to ground out to second. 1 down after the wild at bat there. Now Pujols. Carmen will get Pujols to ground out to second. Back-to-back grounders to the second baseman. Mlazinski against Soderstrom. And Soderstrom is out, and he will ground out to second. So 3 straight grounders to Ketel Marte. send us to the bottom of the 8th, where Big Dumper will lead off against Shelby Miller. And Miller will strike him out. 8th strikeout of the night for the pitchers for Gwinnett. That'll bring up A-Rod. And A-Rod will take a walk. Second walk issued to A-Rod tonight. 4th walk overall for the Purple Rain. And that is the 6th walk of the season for A-Rod. Now 1 on, 1 down for Pajes. Miller will get Pajes to ground out to 3rd. And that is a double play. So back-to-back innings with double plays for Shelby Miller will take us to the top of the 9th, where Austin Wells will lead off for the Gladiators.
I'm out.
And the action man about to make his appearance in this game.
Who's that?
You know who it is. You got him highlighted over there. I see it.
Oh, bring him in.
Adrian Morjan will check in, and his appearances so far this season have been exciting ones. We'll see if that holds up here, trying to get the save in this 2-run game. Top of the 9th, Austin Wells leads off. And Morjan will get Wells to ground out to the catcher. Air 1-10. And Cal Raleigh is air 1.
Oh, my God.
So the runner is going to be safe at first. And that air is going to go on Raleigh. The first air of the season for the St. Paul Purple Rain. So Morjan will have Bobby Witt, the tying run at the plate. And Morjan will walk Bobby Witt. And the action man doing what he does best. Another bring up Brandon Nimmo. Go ahead run at the plate. Morjan will give up a single into left to Nimmo. And now Lawrence Butler at the plate. Lawrence Butler, the only player in XLB this season with a grand slam. Can he do it here?
Prince Fielder goes to the mound.
Well, see, what is Prince Fielder saying? We got Prince Fielder mic'd up, and he's talking to Adrian Morjan here.
What the hell are you doing? Every game I put you in, do you do this? Just throw strikes, but don't throw a meatball. It's the corner.
All right, Prince coming back to the dugout. Of course, we have Prince mic'd up, and he's just telling Morjan, why do you do this? Butler at the plate. Go ahead run on first. And Morjan will throw a pass ball. That's going to score a run as Wells is going to come across. I don't know, is that an earned run? No, he got on in an error.
Oh.
4-3 now. Butler still at the plate. And Morjan will get Butler to ground out to second. Yep, no error. And I think, he just holds. So 1 down for Luis Garcia Jr. And Morjan will strike him out. 2 down for Eugenio Suarez. And Suarez will take that one. Get out of here! Eugenio Suarez! The home run, a 3-run shot to put the Gladiators in front. Bobby Witt and Nimmo cross the plate. And Morjan bring up Darryl Strawberry. with the bases clear. Maximus Jackimus and Morjan will strike out Strawberry, but too little too late for Adrian Morjan, as he gives up 4 runs in the top of the 9th. And now it is a 2-run game for the Gladiators as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Now, it looks like the scoreboard guy maybe wants to say something about Morjan here. I don't know. Loud boos heard here at the stadium. Bottom of the 9th. Here we go. It'll be Vlad Guerrero Jr. leading off. Oh, I got you. I got you.
I don't know what's going on. Gladiators. Oh, my God.
They got their own action guy. It'll be Johan Duran coming in for the bottom of the 9th, where he'll take on Vlad Guerrero Jr. PVCD for Vlad, and he'll strike out. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th for George Springer. And Duran will get Springer to pop up to the catcher.
I mean, Gwinnett, they're timely hitters. I don't know what to say.
Brian Reynolds. PBBD for Reynolds. And he'll strike out to end this game. And the Gwinnett County Gladiators will come back and snatch defeat, or victory, from the jaws of defeat. And Adrian Morjan, Prince Fielder, is going to have some soul searching to do about who his closer is going to be as we head through the second half of the season. MVP is going to be Bolambamba Suarez, as Gwinnett moves to a commanding 7-1 now. And St. Paul is going to fall down to 4-3, which kind of puts them in the clutches of the rest of this division.
Louisville jumps them.
Yeah, Louisville going to have to jump them and move up. Now Louisville is going to have to take.
Danville did too.
Going to have to take their shot at the Gladiators. Have we seen Gwinnett versus Louisville yet? Let me look real quick before we sign off for the week here. Louisville has not played Gwinnett yet. They will play Gwinnett in the last week of the season. What are the odds of that?
Schedule maker knows what he's doing.
So that'll do it for week number 8. Terminators and Gladiators on bye next week. Gwinnett ends the week with a huge come-from-behind win in the 9th inning to extend their lead in the East and in the XLB as a whole. A fun way to end the week for sure. Week 8 had some good ones in it. Jason, any thoughts on this one?
I hated that one of my teams had to lose, but, I mean, it was a fun game. Glad my boy got a big hit.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It's going to be sad when they they dominate and then they get beat the first round, so I love it.
That is the hope, and hopefully it'll be Salt Lake City that does it. That'll do it for this game and week number 8 as a whole. Tune in as we get everything set up and rolling for week number 9. Thank you for watching.